we always talk about how we navigated through COVID, but never really thought of how the job security was during COVID that actually shapes
Yeah.
how we think of work today,
That's so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So I think at the end of the day, we always coming to find a middle ground. And let's start from Gen Z. What, hearing all of this, what are some expectations and some middle ground that we can actually, we can compromise a bit, and hopefully you can compromise a bit, that you would hope to be in a workplace?
I think for Gen Zs in a workplace, the ultimate one is definitely purpose and then trust. And I believe that if you were to hire a Gen Z, right, they will get the job done. They will get the job done. That's a if, you give them the amount of trust and you give them that assurance, like, hey, I know that you're working on it. I think that is the middle ground where you don't question so much. You give them the space to grow, and that's when they really, fly.
But so this is another thing that will come up is, where's the line that comes between, if you can't get your work done? That is a very big concern,
Yeah. What if you don't get your work done?
Because in business, there's no do-overs.
Yeah.
You fuck up, you fuck up. Right, so what do you
What
say to
if
that?
you don't get your job done?
Yeah.
I feel like that is not in my dictionary.
She gets a job done.
I want to get my job done. That's the thing. I'm like,
And I think this is a very important aspect for us to understand. Gen Z, if they cannot do it, they'll tell you, no, I'm not going to do it.
I'm not gonna,
right?
yeah, that's true.
Because I know I'm not going to be successful doing it. But we perceive, Gen X, why don't you even try? Yeah, don't you? And riding on to that trying, you will only try if you can trust the system, the process, or the person that's asked you to try. And this is where I think we don't have enough tools to understand how to build trust, right? And how do you contextualize trust? Right? So I like this term that I used to use in my sessions, coaching sessions as well, the ABCDs of trust. Trust is earned, right? Which is an E. Before you get to an E, you need an A, B, C, and D. One, do you have the ability? Have you shown me the ability to do things, right? So A is ability. B is benevolence. Do you have the integrity? That means if I say, all right, you work from home, I know that 9:30, not even 9:30, you are online. That I can reach out to you. So the level of integrity that we understand each other. C is connectedness or even communication. How are we communicating through this? Am I coming to you and say, all right, Joy, we talked about this 2 days ago. How is your progress versus what has been done?
Yeah.
How is your progress? So getting that communication going and knowing that maybe it's not a face-to-face, maybe I can just check in with you on WhatsApp. Yeah. And
She really knows Gen Z.
Of course.
Crazy.
That's the reason she is here.
And this is what we want. Like, don't call me, just text.
Just text, yeah. And D is really, just to wrap up, is D is dependability. Are you reliable? If you say you're going to be there on Monday, be there on Monday. Now, how do we facilitate this, as managers, to be able to check in, to have that conversation, and to understand, okay, what are the patterns that we each have? Yeah. So I think that's where sometimes we say we want to build trust, or you have to trust me, but how?